What is up, everybody? It's your boy Chris Cage coming at you 2 times, and we have a feature presentation for y'all. In this special edition of Hot Wheels Showcase, we're going to take a look at what I appear to believe is every version of the Hot Wheels car called the GT Racer. Now, if those y'all don't already know, the GT Racer is my favorite Hot Wheels car of all time. Reason being is, well, just you have to look at it. I mean, it is modeled after several Le Mans prototype racers way back in the day, which were classified as Group C touring cars. From the C1 class, nonetheless. But ever since it came out in 1989, copyrighted 1988, up until at least about 2012, this casting has seen various amounts of releases through various spectrums of colors as well too. And I hope that one day that this car will return so I can get another one and add it to the collection that I already have at this moment. Now we're going to start with the year 1989, and there are two versions of this car for 89. Starting off with the debut one in purple. This one has ultra hot wheels. It has the bell and the V on it. And yeah, this one was, when I first ordered it, it was slow as hell. But when I got a better one, this one was a bit more faster. Now, I don't know if I ordered this off of Wheel Collectors, but I also did get a similar one like this from, I believe it was that a lot of 31 GT Racer auction that I won. But yeah, though, not that many cars look good in purple, or racing cars look good in purple, except for this one. I know Soler, which is the GT Racer's main rival, is in purple, or has been in purple before. And this ain't the only purple version that there is that exists. So yeah, here it is. It also has a plastic base on here, or no, metal base as well. Why the hell did I say plastic? Well, actually, there is a version with a plastic base. You'll have to see later on. But this is the first version of the GT Racer. Right here, right in front of you. Now we're going to go on to the second one. And the reason why I showed the purple one is because at the time, they actually ran out of purple paint. So what did they do? They did this. Look at that. Some of these were painted in Metaflake blue. The decals almost look the same, except for the fact the 5 is black, and the stripes on here are black. And then you got their orange and then your white combination. So, it could be a conspiracy as to a point that maybe they purposely wanted to create a variation, so they changed the decals up a little bit. Maybe. Or maybe not. We don't know. But it still looks very good in blue as it does in purple. And this ain't the only blue one we have so far. There's many more blue ones to come later on. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed this, but you can also take these spoilers off. Yes, these spoilers are removable. But be careful when putting these back on, because sometimes some parts of the spoiler can snap, and then you'll be left really bummed with a broken GT Racer if you like them with spoilers on. If you like them with spoilers off, cool, have at it. Have it your way. Of course, this also has the metal base, just like the other one. Won't be showing metal bases that much, but wait until we get to the ones from 2003, and then you'll really see there is some interesting things going on with the casting. Now we start going to 1990, and there are 3 different releases in 1990. Starting off with the one that is the hardest one to get, or the second hardest one to get so far. This is the Park and Place version. And plus, it comes with its own plate thing. So, I am relatively new to the parking place thing. I know Ghost Stricker got a few for his channel. You didn't get this, though. Didn't get this GT Racer, though. Only one in red. And you see the plate thing. You can display it right here. Or you can display it. You can basically put your car in right here. Right? And then you can do this. You can have it inside the vehicle. Like that. Or you can just set it on top if you want to. Like that. Depends on how you want to display this version of the GT Racer. But this was the hardest one to get. Reason being, I lost 2 previous auctions on this version. So, third time's a charm, as they say. And this time the decals, the stripes on here are yellow and blue and white with the 5 on it. Bell V, obviously written on there. So it'll be the final time you'll see that on there, because these next versions, well, don't necessarily have that. I'll show you how, and I'll show you why. Because we go to the next version, released in 1990, and no V tampo, just Bell. That's just what it's written. No V, just a Bell. And, well, as you see, right here, it has Ultra Hots on it, but still no V decals whatsoever on this casting. Yeah. So, that's what you get for the year 1990. And plus, there is also a Blackwall version. Those y'all fans out there like Blackwalls, I know there's one fellow close friend subscriber that I know collects Blackwalls and possibly has this version of the GT Racer. It's the same thing, Bell, no V, but it has Blackwall tires on it. Is it the fastest Blackwall car I have so far? Not really. There is another one that is way more faster than this one. Although I wouldn't be surprised, since it's been sitting around for quite some time, it may have picked speed up and then is now all of a sudden faster. Now let's go to 1991. Going to 1991, we see the Dash and Crash playset and it birthed 2 GT Racers in general. Starting off with this one. This one is rare in of its own. This is the first of 2 Dash and Crash GT Racers. This one has purple with the orange blue stripes on them. Now, according to Wikipedia, there's one with another shade of blue in it, but I'm not gonna add it in there because it's literally almost the same thing. But I never seen a brighter blue shade at all, not even online or anything, because the only few I've seen have this style of decals on them. Period. It has a fireball, which looks like Spyro has been playing around with this car a lot. I was just recently playing Spyro, by the way. I think it was last night. I'm filming this in the morning. So, yeah. Sorry, I just love showing the base on all these things. But yeah, there is your first of 2 versions of the Dash and Crash GT Racer. This one, I didn't really know existed. There's a pink version. So the orange stripes remain the same. But there's a purple outline and pink. That is way more rarer than usual. I wouldn't necessarily think that I would be able to see this version come up at all. But it is here. It has the same decals as the last one, but instead of it being purple and blue, it is pink and purple. Interesting to say the least, huh? It's a very cool version to get, and one that I wasn't really aware of that much. Now we're going to go all the way to 1993, where we see 3 different releases. First up, one of my personal favorites, the black one. Nothing special about this one except it has the same decals as the previous ones, but they are in different colors. For instance, yellow, pink, and red, and yellow with a 5 on it, and then the bell without the V tampo. I'll be shocked if there was one with a V tampo on her. If there was. But one thing you must know, you can't see through it. It's unseen. Has a opaque window. Can't necessarily see anything at all. So if you have a few of these lying around and you want to customize them, you can just swap this interior for another window interior. If you want to be, you know, creative. But if not, don't even bother. So yeah. Next up, we have one from the Heroes of Hot Wheels VHS. I don't have the tape. I don't have a VCR, even though I grew up in the VCR era. This is the silver one. This could be mistaken for Zamac, but it is not. This is a silver one. Same decals as the previous one, except the tampos are yellow, white, and purple with the 5 on it and the bell written on the sides. This is probably a underrated version, to be honest to me, because some might be sitting like, I don't know if I like silver, but I actually like silver on it. But this chrome wing wouldn't really do it for me. I think this would do better with like a black wing. But since I said that, I will actually take one of these and I will see how it will look with a black wing on it. So I'm going to swap these and see how it will look. Yeah, maybe not. It will look way better with this one. Never mind. But it's still a good casting. Nevertheless. Also good release as well, too. And hopefully you're lucky finding this online, because all I've seen is twice. And maybe another time, too. As well. So, yeah. Finally, for 1993, we have another release. This is the Revealers release. This is really colorful, in my opinion. Well, it is, because it's bright blue. With a 3 on it this time. And Revealers written on the side. This was part of a 10-pack. I wouldn't say a carry case, but this was part of a 10-pack here. I think if you won this in a prize, I think this is a sweepstakes cars. If you win something, and then you get a 10-pack of cars, which this is part of the 10-pack, I believe. Bright blue with a fiery decal line this time, as you can see right here. Orange, yellow, and purple with the 3 on it this time. Looks really cool, to be honest. I also forgot to tell you, like, the actual, parts and whatnot. So obviously you can see the base out here is poking right through here, because that's like a radiator, and a radiator over there as well too. And then obviously you got the spoiler, which is molded into probably this is the exposed engine exhaust system, maybe, in the back. So I'm thinking. Plus it got spiked front ends because Le Mans and downforce, possibly. But, yeah. It also has a gold unseen window. Now we're going to take you up to 1994, where the GT Racer has made history. Now, Hot Wheels has this line of cars called color shifters, but this was a color shifter before it was called color shifters. This is the Color FX version. And if I touch this car, I'm pretty sure it'll be pink in some spots because my hands are warm. No decals on it, no nothing on it, just brown. And it also has shades of pink because some versions of the GT Racer, for some reason, do turn or do have certain shades of coloring in them. Like you can actually see pink in it, in a way. It has the same wheel type, black wall tires, with a red spoiler. The only casting ever, the only version of this casting ever with red spoilers. So, yeah. And this is the first GT Racer with a plastic body. So, if this car were to come out in the 2021 or beyond mainline series, don't be surprised if it has a plastic body. Now we're getting into the black spoiler era, starting off with the year 1996. I have a friend and a girlfriend that I know personally that are born in 96. So shout out to 96ers. You got some nice people born in 96. So first up we have one of the three fluorescent orange ones. This is my favorite of the three. Fluorescent orange with the Hot Wheels logo on the wing. Nothing really much to show. It's just a blank car with no decals on it and 5-spoke wheels. But look at how shiny this base is. Like if I put my finger by it, look at that. You can literally see the you can literally see the reflection. If I was in person, I would literally show it to you. I have a few fluorescent orange GT Racers that have plastic bases. They come from China. And yeah, not really that much to say out here, but they did give this car the classic Hot Wheels logo on the spoilers. That's the only decal that there ever is on this casting. I wonder if I was in a store one day and I might have not seen this, alongside others that I will show to you from 1996, because there's another one with 5-spoke wheels with decals on it. Now this is very rare, because the other one, you will see in a bit, you can see that is the common one, I believe it is. But here it is with decals on it. No decals on the spoiler at all for any reason. Only on the sides here. And you can kind of see them. You can get them up close here. Nitrogen purge induction. So basically they put nitrogen purge induction in this casting. And it's a flame arrestor. Okay. Didn't think I needed to know that until now. Pretty cool. So yeah. I've ordered this a few times because this car right here is possibly the slowest of the orange bunch. Because it's very hard to get your hands on one of these and it's a fast one, because usually GT Racers are literally fast. Going on to the final one for 1996. This is the most common one. This is the one with lace wheels on it. It has the same set of decals on it, except lace wheels are on it. This one is relatively fast, but not as fast as the one with 5 spokes and no decals on it. That one out of the three is the fastest. So I wanted to share that with y'all. Has the same decals as the previous one, represented by Goodyear, best in tires and whatnot. Also, you see it say Bell right there as well too. So a little callback to the old GT Racers of yesteryear. Interesting, huh? So yeah, plus this space is all like opaque as hell. It's like all tarnished and whatnot, but still. Moving on to 1998, when I was 3, probably the best year of the 90s for me. It has the same decals, but it's gold this time. I know DCRX had it in green. They are green, but this is not green at all. This is gold. It has the same decals as the other ones, but this time it's gold with red stripe and Feisbook wheels. This one is also common to see online, and plus when I first found this, fun fact, the blue GT Racer that I'm about to show you later on, and another white one, another white one, and the fluorescent orange one with no decals, and this one I found in person at one stage in my life, actually. And I think the fluorescent yellow ones I've seen in person, but I didn't get. That's part of a school thing or something. I don't know. But, yeah. Nice to see one in gold. But it tends to get overlooked for other prettier versions out there. So, time to go on to the year 2000. The new millennium is upon us. Right now, we're 20 years past the new millennium, because it's 2020 right now. Here is one of the two versions. This is part of the Max Steel 5-pack, and it has Feisbook wheels. There's another one that has my favorite wheels on them that you'll get to see in about a few minutes here. If you want to know what a highlighter on wheels will look like, take a look at this GT Racer. You can also say the same for the orange one as well, too, because they are literally loud as hell when it comes to coloring. Plus, this one got some flame retardant looking base, but it's very shiny. It may not be in the camera in your perspective, but it is to me. Next up, there's another one. It has saw blade wheels, which I would say is the best version, but look at the color. Would you want me to do or would you want me to make a list of basically every GT Racer version ranked from worst to best? Because so far, I think I know what the worst one is so far, but yeah. Great casting overall. Max Steel, give it a thumbs up. So this GT Racer, just like the other one's telling you to be sure you give this video a thumbs up when you're done watching it, or while you're watching it. Let's go to 2001. This is one of many good things that happened in 2001. To take your mind off of things, we have the 2001 GT Racer. This is the fastest one in my collection so far, but since I raced to replace it too many times, this might not be the case. And it might be either the purple or the blue ones I showed you earlier. Or maybe the other blue one that I'm going to show you pretty soon. But the GT Racer is getting old, and this is getting old with it. One coworker said, this looks like tribal plastered all over it. It's not really good looking to have tribal flames all over it, but I think it's not that bad. The blue though, it's not the best blue, but it's a blue nonetheless. And plus, it also sports 5-dot wheels, or 5-hole wheels, as some of you may call it. One of the fastest with 5-dot wheels. 5-dot wheels are like really underrated wheels. They don't really get that much respect at all, and I'm not doing any justice by glancing over it. But if you have one of these castings, grab a bunch of this version, because you might have a fast one on your hands. Just saying. Now let's go to 2003. Now here is where you will have to start searching for these versions of GT Racers, because I'm about to show you some interesting facts about this version right now. So, here's your first one. These are all part of the Sega game series, Super Monkey Ball. So, here is a 5-spoke version. Nothing wrong with this one. at all, period. Now, put all the monkeys on here with the bananas. Super Monkey Ball. I never played Super Monkey Ball. I've played a couple of Nintendo games, or Sega games, but I never played this one. I wonder if the Super Monkey Ball was actually like the rival to Donkey Kong on the Nintendo. For you gamers out there. But that's not what I want to talk to you about, because here's your base. Now, remember this when I show you the next one, because I'm not going to show you the same decals on it, but here's one with 3-spoke wheels. Now, let's take a look at the base. Now, there's a gap on it. Now, why am I showing you this for this wheel type? Also, this looks like a little vibrant greener, to be honest. It's not that bad. I wish I had a turntable. I can just set this on a turntable and then just talk about it and then just show the base. But we're working with what we're working here. So if you see my hands and fingers all throughout the video, I'm just trying to spin this around so you can see a full 360 view of it. So remember this GT Racer with 3 spokes and a base on it. Now, this one hasn't played with, but you'll know why I'm showing this one in a minute. So, look at this one. Everything's the same, right? Everything's the same. Look at the base. What? So yes. Now let's bring the other one in here. Sometime during 2003, there has been a base change with this 3-spoke wheel GT Racer. Now, if you have a 5-spoke GT Racer that has, or if you have a 5-spoke GT Racer that has a base like this, so cars with this wheel, this car with this wheel, and this base like this, please let me know if you have something like that in the comments section. Because this right here, that I just showed y'all, that is a full-on variation. So, if you're ordering GT Racers right now, and you stumble upon 3-spoke ones, just know that there is a definite variation with this one with a gap on the base, and this one with no gap on the base. So, something for you to look out for once when you are searching for this casting and want to complete the entire collection. But looks like I don't give you something to search for. Next up, going to 2004. Here's a power semi. Shout out to one eBay seller. I forgot what your name was, but this one came from a power semi thing. Basically, I showed it to you in a Hot Wheels haul video. So if you haven't seen it yet, then you should go check that one out. I think it's titled Quarantine Edition. For, I believe it would have been April 7th or 8th, maybe. But this one's very cool, and plus very rare as well, because you don't really see this car pop up on eBay or anywhere else for that matter. It is a great casting overall. This is probably a good variation of it overall. And plus, it also reminds you of the American/British flag because they share the same color pattern. Except for the gray bit. But red, white, and blue. You know, America. It's the most American GT racer you can ever see in your entire life. There you go. Look at that. Very cool car, indeed. Alright, now moving on to 2004 here. There was another version of this power semi-deckled car that has been released, and this is this one right here. Little known information is known about this car, but one thing I do know is that it came from a 10-pack semi-carry case. Now I have no idea what color is this. So I said the blue one previously had decals that resemble the American flag, but I don't know what flag this would represent if it has the colors orange or not orange, green, yellow, and white and black. So if you do know that, please let me know in the comment section down below, if you can, please. But has the same decals as the previous one, but this car has PR5 wheels, and you don't really see PR5 wheels on that many cars. Well, you do, actually. It's the most common wheel seen on Hot Wheels cars today, but for the GT Racer, it had to wait until 2004 to get these wheels on it. Kind of like how the Shark Cruiser did when that casting came out in the 80s and had to wait until 2015 to get PR5 wheels. Jesus effing Christ. Like, you would have thought they would have had PR5 wheels by now, but nope. Sometimes they take the sweet time to get them put onto a car like this. So, yeah, and plus, you also have to stick around here as well because there's some interesting things about this car in this version. Because I'm going to show you another version right here. So this one has the same decals, same design, same wheels and whatnot. There are two differences. One is there's this little thing right here, and also it has a gray base. I don't know why is that. Somebody let me know why they had that little center thing right there in the comment section. I would like to know, because this ain't the first one that has it. Matter of fact, I could show you a couple that do right now. I know this fluorescent orange one, if you kind of see it, it has that there. Let me see. This one does. This one does. The 98, the 2000 version, 2001 version does. I think the 2003 version does. Except for the one with no gap. With 3-spoke wheels doesn't have it. But this one in 05 or 04 does. And it has no gap on the base. That is also interesting in of itself. So a lot of crazy variations with that yellow one as well too. But now we're going to go on to the year 2007. What I would assume to be, since I'm a hip-hop fan, the death of real hip-hop. Because then we start getting into auto-tune crap. But we're not talking about auto-tune, we're talking about the GT Racer here. It's the first one ever with rear rider tires and 6-spoke springs, as it's said on Wikipedia. Flame decals with stripes on it. It is yellow, as you haven't known already, but it's still a good car whatsoever. And plus, I know the chrome has rubbed off on it because the thing is, it's an old casting. Plus, by the way, this car actually has won a Real Riders Challenge race, actually. I think it was 2019. It was a 2019 Real Riders Challenge winner. So some of these GT racers have actually been winning races lately. I think the fluorescent orange one and the blue one from 89 and 2001 has also won Hot Wheels All Out races as well too. So some of these versions are actually former winners of my races as well. It's kind of interesting to note that. So, yeah. Now it's time to go to 2009. And this is a year that I need to talk about because of the fact that this was the year when I first got a GT Racer and first seen one up close and personal for the first time ever. So, here it is. I call it the Race Team Edition. It It has no crazy middle thing in here. But this was considered to be one of the fastest. If you have one of these, it's a fast downhill racer. It's probably the best looking blue I've ever seen. And plus, best all around when it comes to decals and wheel choices and wheel color choice, or wheel chrome choice too. 5-spoke wheels, flames, Hot Wheels original decals, 09. This is basically my GT Racer if I were to own one in real life. I would have one with this on it. Now, a couple of times where when I was playing around with this way back in the day, basically these decals would end up be easily scratched off. So I wouldn't be surprised if a few of these don't have this part on here or this outline on here that much. So yeah. Now there's a variation with this when it comes to tempo style, because there's one with orange flames. You have to really take a look in the camera to see the orange and yellow contrast right there. Both the same car, same whole design thing. Middle body, middle base. That also, take a look at the base codes too. Base code B10 and B13. 10th, 13th week of 2009. So it looks like there may have been a little bit of a color change at the factory where they made this car. You never know. Plus, it was the third one that I won in that lot of 31 GT Racers, where one has a tempo-less side. But now it's time for the one that you have been waiting for. Well, some of you have. Some of you may not. Now, I talked about the red GT Racer being the hardest one to get. But this is truly the hardest one to get. And I'm so stupid to not get this, because it would have had a rare car in my hands. So this is 2010. Christmas was around, and there was a 20 car pack at Target, and this was the exclusive. This car. 25, everything written on it. So what is different about this car from the other ones? Why is it so shiny right here? And why does it feel so light? Well, before I get through to the... And by the way, these decals really do look good. They really look like a holiday-themed car. This could have been a good set-off for it. For this car, to be honest. If you really think of it in a way. I had a chance to get this at Target, but I didn't get it for some odd reason. Plus, I had the money on me. But look at the base. Yep. So, if this were to come back, this is what the base will look like. The GT Racer lost its metal base for 21 years. Except for the Hot Wheels series, but don't tell anybody that. This is green, obviously, but this is a more holiday-like green. More Christmassy-like green. And it has 5-spoke wheels on it as well. Very interesting to see what a GT Racer would look like if it were to be in the mainline series. Now, since you've seen one with metal on plastic, would you be fine with this coming in the mainline series? And plus, look at that. Actually, make sure this fits in all forms as well too. Plus, the spoiler can also be removed. I tried to remove one of these and I broke one of them off, so I put another one on here, so this is not getting removed for any reason. And finally, we head down to the final years of the GT Racer in 2012. This was the final release. This is not forever, but this was the last known release of the casting so far. 2012 Hot Ones. They throw it back. They gave it Ultra Hot Wheels. And they give it a gray wing. Now, even though this is the final release, or the latest release of the GT Racer so far, this got to be my least favorite. Because, you know, it just looks or it's just doesn't really sit well with me. I mean, yes, like the decals and whatnot, but could have given it a different color in the gray wing and whatnot. I think this is also a good release, but it's also going to show you that this car is dated and that it needs to be worked so that it can last forever in Hot Wheels. But so far, if you really want to know what my best release for this car is, I think it's this one. It's the best release. But this is still a good car, regardless. And fast if you get the right one. One thing you will notice is it has a base of 1969. Now, this car has not came out in 1969. This car has came out in 1989 with a copyright of 1988. Which, if my mind serves me correctly, this is a 32-year-old car. In Hot Wheels mainline terms, it has been a 31-year-old car. But I go by the copyright base, so this is a 32-year-old car. This car is 32 years old. And it still races the same as it did 32 years ago. This may not be the end, or this may or may not be the end for the GT Racer, but it is still a great car to collect whatsoever. And that will do it for today's Hot Wheels Showcase. This video has ran damn near close to an hour or close to 50 minutes. But there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this casting. A very lot to talk about. And with that in mind, it's time to show you all the versions of this casting. There they are. All the versions. Right there in front of you. And this goes to show you how much I love the GT Racer. And as it is always going to be known in my heart as the greatest Hot Wheels car of all time. Just like how Cody Rhodes raised the Intercontinental Championship in WWE to prestige, I think I've done a good job of raising this car's popularity up tenfold. And that will do it for today's Hot Wheels Showcase video, where we took a look at my favorite Hot Wheels car ever, the GT Racer. In my opinion, I believe this is the greatest car of all time. But you may be different than me, and that's fine, because we can collect whatever we want, and then we can value how important it is to us and things of that nature. But that'll do it for today's video. I hope you like it. Give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. If you are brand new watching this, be sure you subscribe and also turn on the notifications bell as well. And thanks to all the folks out there. Thanks to all the people who helped me get these cars. Thanks to all the eBay sellers for actually supplying them out. And thanks to all the stores out there for carrying these for me to buy them. It's your boy Chris Cage. I'm coming at you 2 times, and we will see you at the next video.